And one of my favorite themes that you introduced quite early in the book is this idea of a beta leader versus an alpha leader. And I think it really helps give people permission to be a leader at different places in their journey, in their personality. Can you talk a little bit about what that means and what the readers and our listeners should be thinking about as they go through this book?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is what I was referring to when I mentioned what I call the quiet revolution in leadership, is that over the past decade, the types of people that are taking on leadership roles are no longer just fitting sort of with stereotypical authoritarian or authoritative directive leadership style. That still exists. There are still extroverted, charismatic leaders, and they have their place, and they can be incredibly powerful and impactful, but it's not the only game in town. Mm-hmm. And what I'm seeing emerge is what I call a beta leader, which is in contrast to the alpha dog, basically. And the beta style is someone who leads, in a sense, leads from behind, leads from listening, leads from curiosity, creates an environment that's designed to get the most out of everyone. Beta style leaders do really well in networked environments. They do really well in flatter organizations where it's not about having power over other people. It's about working with, power with people. So betas they're sometimes more introverted, but not always. Mm-hmm. But what's exciting is that there was a time when if you were an introvert, you probably would never think of yourself as taking on a leadership role.
That's true.
Right? I mean, in the past 10 to 15 years, you've seen what I call perhaps the geek type leader, the techie leader. And they're not always extroverted. But the quiet leader, the listener, the curious, exploratory kind of leader is still relatively new. And it also dovetails with this incredible explosion of diversity because we have people coming into leadership roles from all over the world. And not every culture is the American sort of extroverted, directive culture, right? And I'm excited to see my clients from countries like Korea, from China, from India, from Europe, from Eastern Europe, from literally Africa, from all over the world, feeling that they can bring their approach to leadership into organizations that are much more diverse. And they, most importantly, if they're a beta style leader, if they tend to be consensus driven and partnership oriented and more of a quiet approach to leadership, they don't have to become an alpha.
That's important.
Yeah, it's crucial because leadership training used to always send people to, learn how to, yeah, exactly. And so my approach to it is, no, these are strengths that in today's world, especially, in the wired, networked, collaborative environments that we're creating in our organizations, they actually work, in many cases, actually better than alpha style.